What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another day in our lives.
Bro, you're always copying me with our colors.
Oh. I was like, what are you talking about?
Last time you were wearing the same color as me too. I think we were both wearing black.
I want to say thank you all for watching our videos. A lot of new subscribers here from our latest video that actually did very well, and we appreciate you guys.
Thanks,
But
guys.
we're noticing that you guys aren't jumping over to our vlog channel and subscribing there. So
yeah, what the fuck?
please do that. This is episode 269. All right, so we noticed actually just today, I believe, or yesterday I think it was today, I saw data come out that the Conservative Party is winning in Germany. But what I've been reading is that the Conservative Party in Germany is kind of like what we would consider a little bit left-leaning off center.
Maybe
here
liberal
in
there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I've been kind of seeing.
I don't know, but that seems like what you were trying to say.
Yeah, it's not the AFD, but the
It
AFD.
smells like my sandwich.
The AFD I saw came in second place with the numbers. And then third place is the left party or the green party or whatever.
The Colts came in second place.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
All right. So this is a New York Times video. It's called Germany's Far Right Comeback. And it just came out today. So
Where's America's far right comeback? Come on.
there actually is videos of that. Okay.
I'm kidding.
All right.
We're living it.
I know. All right. Let's see.
Guten Tag from Germany, the country that needs saving, according to Elon Musk. But don't worry, we know what we are doing. And we know who we are. We are Germans. We are good at inventing long, complicated words, and we are really cool and relaxed. But of course, there's something else we Germans were really good at. Inventing Nazis. Germany may have lost 1 or 2 world wars, but we successfully turned it into a win. And we became Vergangenheitsbewältigungsweltmeister.
Say that 3 times.
Jesus.
We are world champions at
Hold on. Vergangenheitsbewältigungsweltmeister. Huh?
confronting our history. A title we've held for 80 years in a row. We won this title by virtue signaling, but with a German twist. We are not just signaling virtue to others, but also to our own guilty conscience. Living in Germany means being constantly reminded of our past. Every day, 24/7, for now 80 years, we've been telling ourselves, never again.
Nie wieder ist jetzt. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like, I can see why some people get annoyed. Like, okay, it's been a long time now. The same type of people get annoyed when people bring up slavery in the USA. That are like, oh, it's in the past. Like, we need to move past it and just stop talking about it. I do feel like there are really important reasons why those things need to be brought up, but I think it just depends on the situation that they're brought up in and how they're brought up. Like, I don't think someone should be just like, it's just a random white person walking down the road and be like, you fucking, you colonizer, slave owner. So like,
I feel like every country, well, majority of countries are just kind of known for stuff.
Yeah, of course. And there's a bad history with most.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mainly like white Western countries that have a really bad history. But yeah, I will say there's been other, obviously, like
I don't meet a German person. I'm like, are you a Nazi?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I don't immediately.
Do I think of World War II? Yes, because that is just
It's a historical thing.
But
Yeah.
I don't associate that person with that activity because obviously,
unless
you
they're doing
there.
something that
Yeah,
comes
unless
off as
you're
like
a supremacist. Of some
exactly,
sorts.
exactly. And a lot of
And
times,
you're just a weirdo, and I'm probably not talking to you.
yeah, a lot of times they will wear their heart on their sleeve.
Remembrance of the Holocaust is everywhere in Germany, a country stacked with memorials. Memorials, 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 just in case we forget to never forget. Unfortunately, never again
Our never forget is 9/11.
Yeah.
didn't come with a manual
year.
on how to never
As if we
again.
did that.
Our German extreme right party,
We probably
the
did.
AfD, is projected to win almost every 5th vote in our national election this February. The party is called the Alternative für Deutschland, which literally means alternative for Germany. And they will probably become the second largest party in German parliament, out of around half a dozen.
The CDU is going to win.
Got it.
And then the left, the Green Party. Oh, no, SPD might be, whatever. Huh. So the Green Party is like fourth. Huh.
Here is what one of the AfD's leading figures thinks of German never again.
Wir brauchen nichts anderes als eine erinnerungspolitische Wende 180 Grad.
I know it's subtle, but AfD's Björn Höcke might sound a bit Hitleresque, which is French for slightly concerning. Höcke recently won a state election in Eastern Germany, securing the first far-right win in a state election since World War II. He, by the way, can legally be called a fascist, as the German court has ruled in one case. So, should the rest of the world be worried about a big German fascist comeback? Jawohl, aber hallo, und zwar so richtig. Yes, you should be worried. Let me explain why. And since I'm German, my explanation, of course, will be pointlessly complicated and inspiringly brutal, like our traditional German bedtime stories. For instance, the one about a boy named Konrad who wouldn't stop sucking his thumbs until they were cut right off. Just for educational purposes, of course. So, the AfD was founded in 2013 and it primarily opposed EU policies. Then it quickly radicalized anti-Semitism, anti-Muslim, anti-migrant, anti-establishment, anti-mainstream media. The AfD...
When did it radicalize to that, though? Because I'm trying to see if there's any parallels, because I've noticed ever since Trump has run for office in 2016 and the whole MAGA cult has grown, it's let people out of the woodworks everywhere kind of feel a little too comfortable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I get it.
And works the authoritarian playbook. And now they are twisting the truth by hijacking our world-renowned, beautiful German language. Vogelschiss in der Geschichte. A speck of bird shit in German history. That's what one of the AfD's founders called Germany's Nazi past, meaning the Holocaust was just a speck of bird shit in our overall successful history.
Jesus.
Success, of course.
So these are all the.
That's kind of scary.
These were all like I noticed like the very far right people use a lot of dehumanizing tactics so that people feel less bad.
It's to justify their actions.
Yeah, exactly. They
make it seem like they're doing a favor for the greater good when
you're
not. You're just a piece of shit.
I think what's hard is that like if it's because if some people do just want like strict immigration, they want other things like that. If you see the bigger picture of these far right people as trying to push a kind of authoritarian or a kind of like white supremacist type of movement to come back, which I do think is happening in the Western world right now, you're looked at as like a blue-haired snowflake liberal. Like they don't see like anything besides that if you don't support these like the stance of a lot of the common sense like far right people. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because honestly, the people that they're preying on are easily convinced of
that everyone who doesn't agree is just a fucking idiot.
They take topics that are like valid to have concern over.
They are, yeah.
And they make it seem like it's someone's problem that it's not, so that you hate those someones, and then this leader is going to somehow eradicate those people, whether it be the Hitler way or the deportation way or whatever, instead of fixing the actual problem, which is the systems you have in place that create that to happen. I don't know if I'm making sense, but in my head I am.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
How about you fix the order of events that leads to this, that pisses everybody off, instead of making it the problem of the people taking advantage of your lack of good systems in place, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and in my opinion,
I don't know if that made any sense, but
it does make sense. But I also do think like, man, I think like identity stuff should never have been brought into the limelight. Like,
or like,
it should never. It just should never be a point of talking so much. The things that we should be talking about are socioeconomic situations. That's the biggest thing that is an issue, no matter what skin color, gender, whatever you are.
And I'm only speaking for our country because we've had a lot of barriers when it comes to our education system. I feel like that's obviously for a reason, to keep us pretty fucking stupid. So one, we don't question things, and two, we just don't know enough unless we seek it on our own. But you have to know to seek it, which is a whole nother battle. And yeah, like why would you're not taught to question anything you're taught.
Yeah.
So yeah, you create this like almost dependency on your government and to believe that they have your best interest when that's clearly not the truth. So yeah, and if you can create an enemy, you're golden. You're golden. And
billionaires and very rich, wealthy people.
That's something that the right is really good at doing, is making people love to feel like victims. And when you can make them feel oppressed or like a victim when they are not in a lot of situations, they will latch on to that and completely ignore where they actually are victims to things.
I will say I do think that the people who fund the Democratic Party do that as well. It's both sides do that, but
they do. But yeah, I will say that it's absurd how the Democratic Party does it. They want you to hate the other party, and that's it. Whereas the other, again, we're speaking for America here. I'm sure it applies in other places, but then I don't even want to say Republican, but like the MAGA, they want you not only to hate Dems, but they want you to hate your neighbors. Like they want you to hate everybody, and everyone's the problem. Unless they look like you, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot more dangerous, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, we're going on a whole fucking
tangent
now.
Meaning constantly losing world wars. So far. When Elon Musk, the man who would never salute Nazis, recently interviewed AfD's chairwoman Alice Weidel on X, she gave another vibrant example on how AfD mastered blatant truth twisting.
The biggest success after that terrible era in our history was to label Adolf Hitler as right and conservative. He was exactly the opposite. He wasn't a conservative. He wasn't a libertarian. He was a communist.
He fought for trans rights. What are you talking about? Adolf was the GOAT.
Socialist guy.
Why not try a 180-degree turnaround from the truth? Let's try. But these obvious little rhetorical tricks are actually effective, thanks to one special German way to cope with our past. Geschichtsvergessenheit. Geschichtsvergessenheit means actively forgetting our...
We do that here a lot.
Let me put it this way.
We're not
we
taught
do that
the
here
history
a lot.
to forget it.
But the thing that is like, I'm noticing like, the more you do bring up... Okay, there's a lot of our past... specifically having to do with like slavery and also our interference in a bunch of other governments around the world, the CIA. When you bring up these things and then try to like pinpoint why we are in a socioeconomic situation that we currently are in, and you bring up these things in the past, and it has to do with race because a lot of it does. You get labeled as like woke, or why are you bringing up the past? Like, forget about it. It happened so long ago. Why do we need to keep dwelling on that? That's the kind of response you get.
You want me to be
from people who like the current situation.
Honest, and I'm not proud to say this. When I was like a teenager who had no idea about anything political, I wasn't even remotely invested in that. That was something I used to think. I used to be like, why do we keep having to like
talk about this?
Yeah, not just talk about it, but like, why is it brought up all the time when everything, and that was my teenage brain thinking that.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine people who are 10 years older than me, if not even 20 years older, still in that headspace. It took me becoming like 19 years old to figure out, okay, that's actually...
There's a reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I fucking hated history class. I hated history class. I mean, mainly because it was boring as fuck.
I loved history class. I swear
it's like a requirement to be a boring motherfucker to teach history. Why can't you have the art teacher teach history? Please. I need someone with like energy to teach history. It's always the Bueller or someone, which, whatever. That's probably my problem because I'm pretty sure I have like severe ADHD. I cannot pay attention. You have to have a hook for me, okay? I think the Watergate scandal was the only thing I paid attention to like thoroughly. Because I was like, that is drama, okay? Make it like reality television. I'm just kidding. But then when you start noticing certain patterns as you become older and you're like, wait, that's not adding up. And, you know, X, Y, and Z. And I guess growing up in California also is a factor.
You probably learn more about the actual history, though, because in Texas, they're able to
I think
code it however they want.
Right. But in Texas, you guys also learn your state history. Like, you guys are so...
Yeah, it's almost like they act like Texas is its own country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
California, we're not that
I
much
get it,
up
I get
our
it.
own ass.
Yeah.
Ambiguous past, despite the endless memorials. Because honestly, having to confront your own history can be really, really exhausting for us Germans. But Geschichtsvergessenheit is not a concept the AfD just recently invented. In 1952, for instance, Konrad Adenauer...
Okay, you guys honestly click out. I know I'm talking a lot in this video. I'm so sorry. But yes, they are constantly reminded of the Holocaust. Here, we aren't constantly reminded of how bad slavery was. Slavery, the way we were taught slavery, in my opinion, and also Europeans colonizing here. First off, don't even get us started on that. I think we've had a video where we go into that.
It's looked at as like a positive thing.
We make it seem so much more sugar coated than it actually was.
Well, we turn it in a positive light, so we don't feel like, oh shit, this was horrible. You feel like, oh, well, it happened for a good reason.
Almost.
Yeah, it makes you feel like, oh, like fucking dancing with pilgrims and Indians. Like,
oh, I thought you meant slavery. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah.
Well, that too, but I'm saying like they don't go into detail about the depths of like the torture and other stuff that went on.
They don't. It's actually fucking absurd.
Yeah, you have to learn about it. I've been on this kind of binge of learning about the history that we don't learn in school about our country and about like parts of the world and other stuff too. And I heard this quote that was like, I wish I heard it when I was younger, but it's if you're learning about history and you don't feel uncomfortable or like, you know, not comfortable with what you're reading, then you're most likely
feel icked out and
you're most likely learning propaganda.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
essentially that's what we're taught. You're not seeing statues of
like people that were slaves that like fought back and did things.
You're not seeing like a Harriet Tubman statue somewhere.
Yeah.
You're seeing slave owner statues here.
Yes.
And like
that's the
it doesn't make sense to us as adults, but for some fucking reason people get so hot and they get so heated over us not praising these fucking evil ass people. It does not. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Okay, for real, I'll shut up this time.
One of the founding fathers of our modern democratic Germany signed a Wiedergutmachungsabkommen, a reparations agreement. Yet another beautiful, accessible German word. And did you know, also a pretty common girl's name in Bavaria. There's little Wiedergutmachungsabkommen. Look at her cute blonde pigtails. Come over, Wiedergutmachungsabkommen. The Schweinebraten is ready in the oven. The Wiedergutmachungsabkommen was our post-war reparations agreement with Israel.
Shit.
But most modern democratic Germans have conveniently forgotten Adenauer's real motives.
Die Macht der Juden, auch heute noch, insbesondere in Amerika, soll man nicht unterschätzen. Und daher habe ich sehr überlegt und sehr bewusst, und das war von jeher meine Meinung, meine ganze Kraft daran gesetzt, so gut es ging, eine Versöhnung herbeizuführen zwischen dem jüdischen Volk und dem deutschen Volk.
In other words, beware. The Jews are still powerful, even though we try to kill them all. So from now on, we better be nice to them. And then all is wieder gut again. Thank you, Konrad Adenauer. But Nazis never really went away in both Germanys. In the 2000s, a neo-Nazi terrorist group murdered at least 10 people.
I had no idea.
Their racist crimes continued for years because the German public and police could not even fathom that neo-Nazis could be responsible. Instead, they just publicly blamed immigrants for supposedly killing each other.
Sounds like
What?
here.
Why are we Germans so blatantly dismissive towards the collective affection for the far right? Partly because in Germany there's a discrepancy between collective memory and individual guilt. We acknowledge our grim past, never again, yada, 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 but our ancestors, like personally, our families, ourselves, we
That's a
had
huge
nothing
thing here
to
too
do with
about
it
slavery.
whatsoever. Yes, my great-grandfather was in the Waffen-SS, but he was a cook. And the lasagna he made in Stalingrad tasted like Schuhsohlenauflauf. So basically, he tried to destroy the Waffen-SS from within. Where's his memorial? By virtue signaling to our own guilty conscience, we got rid of our Nazi past. Germans have sworn to never again so many times that it became an empty phrase. And when a new right-wing leader calls for a 180-degree turnaround on never again, we also don't take it seriously because it somehow feels empty as well. Because no matter what we do, Germans can't be Nazis again. That's the space in which the AfD operates. They can say and do Nazi things
'Cause they just
as long
sugarcoat it
as they
and say,
aggressively
"Oh,
deny
no."
that anyone was
That's called gaslighting, and that's exactly what Trump does.
ever a Nazi. It's like giving the Hitler salute
Yeah.
in front of a large crowd of right-wing extremists while denying being a Nazi.
And then because you said it wasn't that, and you blame your, and well, I don't know if it's him, but his little fucking followers like to blame his autism. I don't know one autistic person that accidentally salutes like that.
I know.
It's a narrative that seems to be successful all over the world. We aren't Nazis, we just don't fully support liberty, equality and the rule of law. We aren't Nazis, we just
Yeah.
want white supremacy. The AfD is not the new Nazi party, they just want Germany to be great again.
180 flip.
And that's why now in Germany, the Kacke is
Here
am
too,
Dampfen.
buddy.
Yeah, it is a Western thing
I
going
like
on right
him.
now. That's
If he
he's a
taught-
comedian.
If he taught history, I would have paid attention.
Yeah,
in
he's
school.
a German comedian. Boy, those Germans have a word for everything. Homer Simpson. Some of this might sound like political satire, but please remember that we Germans have no sense of humor. And if anything in this video might seem funny to an international audience, it is completely unintentional.
No, I mean, I hear that too. Unfortunately, that's the easiest way to, in my opinion, comedy is the quickest and quickest and easiest vehicle
To understanding.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
maybe that's just my personal take, but I will remember something if there's a slight satirical undertone versus if it has a British accent and talks monotone, like Animal Planet.
Yeah.
Unless I'm high, then it's different because things sound way more
Yeah.
interesting when you're high.
All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed that one. And anyone from Germany or wherever, leave your opinions in the comments below. We know this could get either or, you know.
I promise we do see a lot of what's, not everything, but we do see a fair amount of what's going on over there on social media here.
Yeah.
Just like I know the rest of the world sees.
There's just,
dumb
we have
shit
so
over
much shit
here.
going on with our own, like, executive orders every day and new stuff every day. Park rangers getting fired every day.
A lot of federal employees have been let go. I don't even think there's any validity to this, but Elon was basically telling all these federal workers on Twitter
Oh, I saw that.
that
If
if
they
you
don't
don't
respond with
email
what they
by
did.
this time and date, like Monday or something, with what you've done,
The past week.
just what you've done this past week for your, to pretty much for your job,
That it's a resignation.
that you're consider yourself resigning.
Yeah.
As if half of them even have Twitter, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Idiot. Yeah. I don't know what else to say, and I've talked a lot, and and people get so mad. They're like, "Stop fucking talking," and I'm like,
It's fine. We can never satisfy everyone, so
"You're
whatever.
fucking right.
Um,
Why am I talking?"
If you like the video, though, like and subscribe, guys, please. And jump over to our vlog channel. We appreciate you all.
This Okay, goodbye.
All right, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.